Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous features a vast and wide galaxy, which over the course of the years has been filled with numerous things. Whilst the in-game Codex has made an attempt to catalogue much of this, it unfortunately doesn't give a feel for what is actually out there and whether or not those things are worth visiting. In this video then, I take a look at some of the wonders of the galaxy. Your first days in Elite will be spent within the collection of star systems that players have called the Bubble. Now, this region of space contains many thousands of star systems, with the majority of them being inhabited. Whilst that's true to say that there's some interesting locations within the Bubble, it's not until you live and travel beyond the Bubble and its borders that you will truly discover the beauty of the galaxy. Now, this is perhaps exemplified to no greater extent than with Nebula. Nebula offers some of the most visually interesting locations in the galaxy. Whilst many of them are procedurally generated, more than a few are handcrafted, and many of these are within easy reach of most ships. The Veil Nebula West is perhaps one of the most striking nebula, with its unusual vivid purples and blues. Meanwhile, Barnard's Loop contains an extremely interesting collection of nebula in the form of the Running Man, the Orion Nebula, and the spectacular Horsehead Nebula, not to mention Barnard's Loop itself. Reaching this nebula can be a little tricky due to the various permit locks, however there is a way around that. Simply plot a course to the star Rigel, and then from there head to EZ Orionis. Natural phenomena are far from the only things to visit in the galaxy. If you'd prefer to see alien ships, and crashed ones at that, there are a number of locations dotted around the galaxy. Many of these crash sites were discovered very early on in Elite's life, not too long after planetary surfaces became accessible. For me, two of the most interesting are both Thargoid sites. The one you can see here is particularly detailed, also featuring a number of human vessels as well. The site is relatively easy to locate and can be found within the star system HIP 17403 on the moon A4A. The crash site is nestled into a crater, and from here you can investigate the area and even collect some Thargoid technology. Elsewhere, you can find a far smaller crash site in the form of a downed Thargoid Scout. This one can be found in HIP 17125 on moon A3A. If human crash sites, however, are more your thing, then head to the Orrere system, where you can find a wrecked Anaconda, which is in pretty poor shape indeed. Most of these locations also have various bits and pieces you can pick up, so they are probably worth a visit for that alone. Intelligent life might not be strewn in every nook and cranny of the Elite Galaxy, however plenty of life can still be found. This ranges from the unusual to the extremely bizarre, and includes huge fields of giant alien pumpkins or even forests of strange-looking Braintrees. A location for these can be found in the video description. Meanwhile, the growing of unusual things seems to have been of a particular pastime to the Thargoids. You don't have to search far to locate them. These Thargoid barnacles, they exist in a variety of locations, but the most interesting for sure are the Great Barnacle Forests. Now, for both the alien pumpkins as well as the barnacles, well, they are well worth an additional visit during the night hours for some extra visual treats. It's fair to say that the Thargoids have certainly left more than a few marks on the Elite Galaxy. Located outside the human bubble, way back in 2017, the first Thargoid bases were discovered. These massive organic structures appear to be almost growing out of the ground. Indeed, some speculate that these structures may even be the early protoform of Thargoid motherships. But whatever the case may be, these are easily my favourite ground locations within the Elite Galaxy. What's more is it's even possible to drive around inside these structures, just so long as you remember to bring a Thargoid probe or a Thargoid artifact, which, when stored inside your SRV's cargo bay, will act as a key to allow you inside. Once inside, the exploration can continue along some tunnels and a few rooms. Inside the vast central chamber can be found a great Thargoid machine, which requires a special technique in order to activate it, and you can find more information and instructions on that below. Once activated, the machine will display the most amazing light show. Naturally, Thargoids are far from the only beings to build structures which have then been seemingly abandoned. Spread in various locations around the galaxy are lost and run down human outposts. Many of these come with their own stories. Driving around these places, you will soon come across audio logs which will give you a glimpse into the history of these places. Perhaps the most famous of these exists in the region of space known as the Formidine Rift. Others, however, exist somewhat closer to inhabited space. All of them have met with an untimely and often unpleasant end. Far more wonders of the galaxy exist out there just waiting to be discovered. In part 2, I'll take a look at the Generation ships, the Guardian Ruins, the Lagrange Clouds, and much, much more. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.